you don't get it for
We're
free.
live.
Hello, everybody. You know me. Okay, no, you don't, but you know who I am. I'm Issa J, your Smart Wrestling Alliance heavyweight champion.
And he's in trouble. That's why he's sitting down there.
Yes, that's
He
why I'm
doesn't
on the
get
ground.
couch.
I don't get the couch
All
We're
today.
making messes.
Making a mess out of my life.
And
Next to me is,
Liam Landry.
and then,
DJ, how y'all doing?
all right, guys. Before we start the show, we like to say how our week was. So, Liam, take it away.
We got a death to talk about.
Well, we're probably also going to probably do that at the end. Have a moment of silence at the end.
Oh, do that then? Okay,
Yeah.
that's fine.
Like we did for the last one.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. I don't like the end on a sound note, but that's okay. That's fine.
I mean, yeah, anyways, it was okay week. It was kind of slow at work, but it's still good overall.
Yeah.
Good G1 stuff, and yeah.
Same here. SmackDown was good. Impact Wrestling on Sunday was really good. That was awesome. I was gonna try and start doing Impact on Thursday nights, but the audio is horrible. It's really bad, so I decided just not to deal with it. How about you, Lisa?
Well, we'll find someone to do Was It Worth It Impact. My week was interesting, but I started binging the last 2 seasons of The Killing.
Awesome.
So that didn't help my sleep at all.
Is that the Ron killing story?
No, it's not the Ron the Truth Killing story. That would cause me to have nightmares. Instead of just disrupting my sleep, that would be nightmarish right there.
Oh yeah, I forgot that series was called What's Up.
Yeah, that exactly. What's up times too many. But yeah, overall, it was just a normal week, I guess.
Awesome.
What's Up subtitle, is there any other lyrics to the song?
The Ron the Truth
no.
Killing story.
Subtitle no. Subtitle Ron the Truth Killing story. Working title, why does Vince McMahon keep him around?
No one knows. He finally made a TV appearance.
It's supposed to be that
And he looked really
Vince
good, too.
McMahon thinks that he's real funny. So he probably just, I guess, jokes around backstage and he likes to keep him around because of that.
Interesting.
Yep.
Next.
All right, so let's get right into this show. This is Shooting with the Smarky family. We'll let Liam go first because his news, I think, is the biggest.
Yeah.
So let's not bury the lead. Go for it.
All right.
Okay, well, mine is the update on the G1 Climax after it was, let me make sure, night 10. Get through the updates on the blocks. On block A, we have Tanahashi and Evil tied at 8 at the top of the block. Jay White, Okada, and Suzuki at 6. Maccabee, Elgin, and Fale at 4. And Page and Yoshihashi at the bottom with 2.
Is that how they pronounce his name?
What?
Maccabee?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes the English pronouncers actually go back and forth of how
Oh.
to pronounce it. So I'm kind of confused. So I just kind of go with that. Anyways, on block B, Kenny Omega's at 10 with a good lead on everyone else. Tetsuya Naito at 8. Sonata, Ibushi, and Zack Sabre Jr. all tied at 6. Ishii, Goto, and Ishii and Goto at 4. Tama Yano, and Juice Robinson all tied at 2 at the bottom. Now, a lot of those Tamatongas is because of disqualifications.
Yeah.
Because it's been the running theme with them and Fale is that going back to Bullet Club roots and a lot of cheating ways. Kenny Omega, of course, with a pretty hefty lead. One thing that they really talk about in these G1, especially with Block B, because it has all the champions in there, is that normally when you get a loss here, it's a setup to get it gets set up to get a title shot later down the road. So that's why you don't see a lot of times the main champion lose all that much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. On the other hand, he's gonna have a whole lot of people going after the U.S. title, and Goto's kind of the same way with the never openweight title. But yeah, but I mean, they had some really good matches. I haven't got to see all of them yet, but I heard Juice versus Kenny was really good. But Goto Ishii was really great. No, before Sanada Zack Sabre Jr. There's just been a lot of really good ones.
I heard good things from Goto versus Naito and Naito versus
Omega.
yeah, no, Naito versus Tonga.
Yeah, yeah, definitely Goto and Naito was a really good match. It only ended up getting overshadowed by who was Kenny Omega was in that match against. Jeez, I don't even know. I don't know, but yeah, well, the Kenny Omega match, and it kind of overshadowed that match.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people would have been talking about it more. But yeah, Goto has been really great. Besides the very short match with Yano, all his matches have been really excellent with Naito, Omega, and everything. Sonata's been really great. Sonata and Omega is going to be in the next night of the G1. So that's going to be a really great match. Interesting thing with Sonata too, they had the tag team matches, and after the tag team match, Sonata walked off and didn't celebrate with Naito.
Whoa.
They normally do the fist bump thing, and
Mhm.
he didn't join up with the fist bump. He just kind of left Naito hanging.
Oh wow.
So
Maybe because their match coming up soon.
it could be definitely possible tension, and yeah, Evil on the other side has been really great. Tanahashi, who's just been on a tear. Okada, doing a different kind of storyline, but he's just been really great. I saw his match against Yoshihashi. That was the first time Yoshi has ever been in the main event of a G1 show.
Oh wow.
And but it was a really good match. You could really see points that Yoshi could have pulled it out. But it was a really good match. Okada won that one, of course. Yoshi's only win is against Michael Elgin. But yeah, but they had some really good stuff there. Really good stuff. Suzuki Tanahashi was really good. I thought Elgin and Hangman Page has been losing a lot, but he's been getting in some solid matches in there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been looking good. And yeah, and with that, I think that can tie into DJ's story.
Yes, we've been talking about All In off and on the last couple of months, and we already have 2 matches. Nikki Aldis versus Cody Rhodes for the NWA World Heavyweight Championship, and we also have Okada versus Marty Scurll as just a singles match. But and now we have Joey Janela with Penelope Ford versus Adam Hangman Page, and just in the singles match. I've heard the name Hangman Page before. Liam's been saying he does a lot of great things. And even though he's been losing, he still does good matches, so I don't know much about the other guy, so we'll just have to wait and see. Any of y'all know anything about him?
Yeah, but like I was talking about in the G1, he's been doing really solid work in there. It's a pretty normal thing. This is his first G1, so it's pretty normal for a guy in his position to not get a lot of wins, because the way it works is that someone's gonna have to be the losers in the block,
Right.
because you can't just have everyone end up at 6 at the end, or else no one will win. But he's in the position of going in there, maybe picking up a few solid victories, and then he hasn't really had that yet, but he pick up a few solid ones, and then just make really good performances. And he's already really over with the crowd who chant Pagey at him.
Oh, nice.
It's,
I absolutely love his finisher. It's one of the sickest looking finishers out there. I'm pretty sure his first match was against Bad Luck Fale, right?
yes.
And he only got the win because of the DQ.
Mhm.
But still, just I'm looking for. I know he has some stuff coming up in Ring of Honor soon, so excited to see him there. And yeah, he's an overall great performer, and he's one of the newer ones added to Bullet Club earlier this year, right? Or
Yeah, he's a newer one.
yeah, so because he's the up and comer, he'll have more than enough time to get his name known and have the spotlight.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's on maybe 25, 26, something like that.
Yeah.
He just had his birthday just this past week. So happy
Yeah.
birthday.
Happy birthday,
Yes.
Adam. But yeah, just like how Marty and the Young Bucks, Marty Skull and the Young Bucks, and then the Young Bucks and Cody are six-man champions for Ring of Honor and New Japan respectively. He's going to end up getting some gold along the way real soon, because not only is he part of like a really good faction, but he's growing up in the ranks and people are loving him. He is over with the crowd.
Yeah, they do put him over on commentary, always talking about how he's the next up and coming guy in New Japan.
He's going to be the
And-
next chosen one, like Drew McIntyre, except it's actually going to work.
And with Joey Janela, all I've heard about him is that he's just a real huge name going in the indie circuit right now, doing some of his best stuff with actually promoting. Last at WrestleMania, he had his Joey Janela Spring Break 2, which is his big event. Then he's also having one, I think it's coming up pretty soon, at least near the end of the summer, Lost in New York. So he's been real big with that. He's definitely more of a hardcore wrestler in a lot of ways, but he can also do, normal wrestling matches as well.
Yeah, and then my news outside of the WWE is Austin Aries has a man vying for his Impact Championship now, and that is Eddie Edwards. We saw him in a massive feud with Sami Callihan earlier in the year, which led to him in a feud with Tommy Dreamer versus Slammiversary. So now, probably for Bound for Glory, it's going to be these two guys going at it. This is going to be a really good feud. Eddie Edwards had the torch passed down to him for hardcore style by Tommy Dreamer, and he's doing a lot of. He's basically Dean Ambrose right now, and Austin Aries is just an all-around great wrestler, defeating Moose in a very fantastic match. And yeah, it's going to be very, very fun to see these two guys go at it. I'm hoping that Austin retains, so that way we can see Johnny Mundo Johnny Impact versus Austin Aries for the gold, and then give it to Johnny, because I'm a massive John Morrison, John Hennigan fan. But that aside, I'm looking forward to this match and to see if they're gonna do it a normal match or actually add the hardcore style for Eddie Edwards. Well, can't wait to see moving forward. What do you guys think about this new direction for Austin Aries?
It could be a good idea to put him in a hardcore match to do the storytelling of putting him off his game. As if he's not a hardcore type of guy. I'm sure he's done hardcore matches, all the wrestlers have, but we know that's not what his normal style is, so that could be a good storytelling ability.
Right.
And get you to actually believe that Eddie Edwards can win in that match because of which, so it's a good setup.
I don't think he will win though. Austin Aries is just gonna keep that title for years. I hate to say it.
I mean, I wouldn't hate to say that, because that'd be cool, but I don't see that happening.
No,
I see him dropping it soon.
I just don't think it'd be cool because it's like AJ Styles in WWE. I want variety. I want at least like 2 or 3 champions a year. I don't like the same champion for 6,
If
8
the
months out
same
the year.
champion is there and he's defending and he's actually putting on great performances, that's a champion I can get behind, heel or face. That's why everyone is so behind Austin Aries right now. Is he's actually wrestling. He's actually defending his championships as much as he can, which is bloody fantastic, and it gives not only the viewers of the products they're watching that this championship is important because he's going out and defending it, but it's making the champion look strong because he is defeating all of these crazy odds.
Oh.
Like, who would have thought Moose would have lost cleanly to Austin Aries? Not many people.
Like a guy who's probably literally half his size.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I agree with you there, but it's like if I'm a wrestler in Impact, I'm gonna get the title. So I should just walk away from Impact and go somewhere else where I have a better shot at getting the title.
I mean, NXT.
It's like
very
it's
rarely
like
does that
it's like
too.
leaving NXT. Why would I want to leave NXT and go to the main roster when I know I'm going to be used a lot better than NXT?
I mean, NXT has only had about 12 championships, I think it was. So only 12 NXT champions over its few years.
And then let's
So
talk
then
about
switch around.
this year for women's champion. You had Ember Moon and Shayna Baszler. That's it. And
Yeah, but that's 2 champions throughout the whole year. That's more than 1, and I'm okay with that.
I'm just saying it's not 3 or 4. It's just those 2
Like, it's not
core.
even that bad to go for a year. I think Hulk Hogan held it for 6 or 7 years on one run. That was
Oh,
kind of
okay.
the setup of that feud.
Pete Dunne's holding it over a year now too.
Yeah, but he doesn't
Okay.
defend it. That's the
you
thing.
had
That's worse. But
He just defended it against Zach Gibson.
okay, when before that?
Who was that? Pretty sure that was Bobby Fish. Not Bobby Fish. Kyle O'Reilly.
yeah.
Yeah, Kyle O'Reilly.
Mhm.
Okay, how long before that? He's only defended it 2 or 3 times since he's had the title.
I wouldn't say that at all. He's had 3 matches against Tyler Bate. He's had matches against Adam Cole, Bebe,
First title?
Bobby Fish, Roderick Strong a couple of times. So he's defended it.
Well,
He's
part of it.
defended it way more than Brock Lesnar. That's a definite.
Okay, well, we'll move on. It's not that important, and that's not what we're talking about. So.
Could you honestly believe I didn't see what the actual scores were, but I heard that Dave Meltzer gave it below 4 stars. The Moose out the match.
He
the
gave
Moose
it
That
below
is
4?
ridiculous.
He
That-
gave it below 4 because
Yeah.
it wasn't long enough.
It was a decently long match. It was like well over 15. It's almost 16 minutes.
Oh, I know
Basically what
I know
we
it was a
get
long
at,
match for us, but I mean, they well maybe because they didn't do too many moves. I don't know.
You saw one of the craziest
Oh, I know.
drop kicks by Moose. That was like
That's
they were
me.
going all out on that.
I
match.
gave it
was
5
great.
stars, but Dave Meltzer usually gives good matches 5 stars. That's kind of surprising.
Yeah.
He gives an NXT a higher rating than Impact, but that's just me. We can move on now.
Anyways, I'm excited to see Austin Aries and Eddie Edwards. That's gonna be fun. Okay, it's on to the next category of the show, which is news inside of WWE. And I guess I have the biggest one, and that WWE has their own all-women's pay-per-view.
Yes.
It only took them 10, 20, 30 years to actually respect these women. And even then, it doesn't feel like they're actually respecting these women.
No.
It feels like a cop-out because of what happened at the Greatest Royal Rumble. But at least they're doing it. Are they going to do it right? We don't know. We'll figure that out
Maybe.
on October 28th.
Yeah.
The couple of things that I do want to talk about when it comes to this is that Vince McMahon in the ring just looked completely out of it, disinterested, like he didn't even care what was going on.
Almost as if it was about women.
Yeah.
He didn't need to be
Stephanie McMahon, when she was speaking, it felt like very much scripted
But it's
and genuine, and that she didn't really care.
oh, she
And
did.
she
I liked it.
basically felt it basically felt like she was reading off of a teleprompter and there was no emotion behind her words, and instead of giving all the credit to where it is actually earned, the women wrestlers, she gave the credit to the fans. We did nothing.
But wait,
We did nothing. Okay?
don't rant. Don't rant.
I'm not ranting.
Just
I'm not ranting. I'm reporting.
okay.
We did nothing, and it's all the women. They are the ones who have earned and deserve this. So don't take away their shine. However, I will say that when Triple H was speaking, he got emotional. You could tell he was trying to hold it in, his emotions in,
That's just Triple H.
because he loves these women as a father loves their children. He loves to see that they are moving forward. They're earning all this greatness. Because if you watch NXT or listen to him speak when it comes to wrestling in general, he loves it. He is the game because he loves the everything to do about wrestling. That's why when people say when he runs the company, it's going to be a lot better, you can tell why. He's actually a fan of the product he is a part of. So that was really amazing to see that he, looking to the women, was really proud of all that they have accomplished. And overall, despite the controversies that may or may not come from this, it's really cool to see that WWE is finally catching up to Impact and Stardom and everywhere else all around the world. Sucks that it took them a long time to get here, but at least they're here.
Right.
Late to the party is still not missing the party. Any thoughts on Evolution before?
Yeah. I think it's gonna be. I can't wait to see who comes back. Wrestling, but as women's matches have been in the past, they won't be. It won't be A+ material. It might not even be an A. I hate to say it. I hope the wrestling's good. I just don't think it's gonna be great wrestling. I really don't. The women's matches and pay-per-views aren't good. So what makes me think Evolution's gonna be great? You know, it's nothing to do with storylines. You know, the Greatest Royal Rumble. None of the titles change hands.
One did.
One did. I mean, but you couldn't really do too much with it because there was a pay-per-view so close by. I mean, I wish there was a way they could do this to where they maybe mess up the storylines a little bit. You know, have fun with the storylines where the title does change hands and you have to think fast on your feet of what to do with the storyline. You know, have a little fun with it. Don't just have them in a match where, oh, we know all the champions are going to win, except for maybe one or two. You know, it's kind of, I want some fun with this. I don't just want, we know who's going to win.
Your thoughts?
To be fair, we were pretty sure Brock Lesnar was going to lose the title, so I mean,
But he didn't.
yeah. So that's technically a shocking thing, the not losing the title. Well,
I didn't think he was
surprised.
losing it, but that's just me.
I mean, everyone else did.
Hmm.
But anyways, it should be an interesting play for intention, though I'll probably get more into it later in the ranty rant section.
Yeah, I'm ranting about it too, so.
Yeah.
I'm not.
But you're ranting about women, so, yeah, I got women this week.
But I mean, they definitely could put on some really good matches and can be definitely entertaining if they just give the right storylines to do it. Because that's the only thing really holding the women's division back.
Right.
Yeah.
I do agree with you on that.
They do too many start and stops with the women.
And the problem is, every time they have this
Foreshadowing.
you see, the thing is, every time they have this pay-per-view, they're always going to bring women back. Because they don't have enough women in the roster. So it's kind of hard to put storylines into this. if you're bringing women back to be in matches.
Well, they have 4 matches guaranteed already, so.
I mean, they would have had enough for pay-per-view. They just want to put 50 women in there to put 50 women in there.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big difference. I mean, the normal pay-per-view is not going to have 50 men.
No, that's true. So, I guess since we are talking about evolution in the women, I will move on to the Mae Young Classic. And yes, more competitors, not all of them. I don't know why they haven't been announced yet because it does start August 8th, which is next week, and we don't know all the competitors.
Well, tapings start August 8th.
August 8th and 9th, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're done until the final, which is October 28th. So, I kind of wish we knew all the competitors so we could talk about it more, but I'm not WWE, so I'll just go right ahead. Rachel Evers, Bianca Belair, Toni Storm, Kairi Sane,
Kairi Sane.
Kairi Sane, sorry, Maya Yim,
Mia.
Rhea Ripley,
Rhea.
Marty Bella,
Bell.
Marty Bell, sorry,
It's okay.
Mercedes Martinez, Candice LeRae, Shayna Baszler, Serena Deeb, whatever, Santana Garrett, Aisha Raymond, Miranda Salinas,
Tenara Conti.
Tanara Conti, Jazzy Gabbert, Princessa,
Sugayit.
okay, Renee Michelle, Sarah Logan, whoa, okay, Sarah Logan, surprise, Kavita Devi, Zeta, and Piper
Neven.
Rihanna Gonzalez,
Reina.
Gonzalez, Kaylee Ray, Nicole Savoy, Lacey Evans, Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah, this is last year's.
Yeah, I was thinking that same thing.
Well, okay. Well,
Especially when it came to the point when Shayna was in there.
Yeah, and Sarah.
Yeah,
And Kyrie.
yeah.
no, but who? I guess we
Yeah.
know who the Mae Young competitors are. I'm not going through names again. We know who the Mae Young competitors are. We don't know all of them, and it's kind of sad that we don't know all of them. But that's WWE for you. That's how much they care about the women. I mean, it's the second ever Mae Young Competitors Classic, and we don't know all the women yet. And it starts what? The 8th is probably Tuesday, so it just sucks that we don't know all the women. But
This is 2 weeks away.
no, less than 2 weeks away.
The whole point is the idea of teasing it, So
Mhm.
it just,
So they're not going to tell you all the women?
And it's not that it's going to be
they of course will,
all of it.
and then they will have the whole point where they show them off because they do at an NXT taping, bring them all out, make the announcements, and put that on their YouTube channel,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, cool.
like they did with the cruiserweights. But you don't say everything at front because you want to feed small amounts of information to people.
Wow, they're not spoiling something. All right. I'm glad. That's good.
I don't know, it just feels like you're going from one insult to the other.
But anyways,
But it's true. I mean, I'm just glad they're not spoiling anything. I really am.
What was your opinion? Do you want to say something about the?
yeah, I wasn't able to see the first Mae Young Classic, unfortunately, but I'm really excited to see this one. Isla Fisher is in it,
Paige.
and
I mean, not Paige,
No.
Caitlin.
I guess she is.
Yes, Kate.
I'm
Yeah, she's in it.
specifically talking about my Scottish favorite, Isla Fisher. I'm really excited to see her. I hope she does get a couple of wins. I'm not sure, but the stuff that I did get to see her in when she was against Killer Kelly and
Going
Tony
by
Storm
Fisher?
was. Did I say Isla Fisher?
Yes.
Isla Dawn.
Yeah, Isla
Dang
Dawn.
it! I didn't. The actress is not going to be in it. Isla Dawn. I'm really excited to see Isla Dawn because what we got to see with Killer Kelly and Tony Storm at the UK tournament finals was a lot of fun, and she has a really good look. I think she was trained by someone really prestigious.
Awesome.
What the heck was his name? But
Prestigious Pete.
someone the WWE liked to name drop, and she is just really fun in the ring. So I'm hoping she gets a couple wins. I know Killer Kelly's there too.
Killer Kelly and Tony Storm.
So I hope they don't put her with either one of those two women first round, because I think Killer Kelly's gonna make it to at least the third or fourth, and Tony Storm might actually win the whole thing. Maybe, we'll see. But it's really fun, really interesting, and I'm super excited to see where this classic goes this year.
Yes, I agree with that statement.
And I think they're gonna have some of the best matches of the year.
I hope so.
I
Could
know
be some
so.
good stuff.
Sounds like a really
I
big
know
card.
so.
It just has to.
Thanks for the like.
WWE just has to put it to good use. So we'll find out.
And your final bit of WWE news.
Well, my bit of WWE news is the Matt Riddle signing. It's nothing official yet because they're not at Takeover Brooklyn yet, so you can't see him in the front row doing it. That's when it becomes truly official. But anyways, he's more than likely going to be going into it. He's cleared out a lot of dates that he had, especially during the SummerSlam weekend. Some people did one saying that it could just be double booking because he has double booked himself before. But it's kind of up in the air, and CZW has actually kind of exposed it because in one of their posters for an upcoming event, they put, "Come see Matt Riddle before he goes to the WWE." So, granted,
Spoiler alert.
they probably know as much as everyone else does. I'm sure he doesn't talk about that type of stuff to them. He probably just says, "Can't make this event," So who knows how much they know, but it's probably going to happen, and it will be a real interesting thing what they do with him. Of course, they've always had people saying he's probably never going to go there because of his recreational use of marijuana and their drug testing, but interesting to see that. Interesting to see what they do with his style, even his dress, because he just kind of comes out in MMA shorts, and that's it. He doesn't wear gloves, knee pads, or even shoes. So
We'll have to find out and see
I wonder
what
if
happens.
they'll make him put on shoes or something. Because he is an ex-MMA star, and he's done really well with that. And of course, they don't really wear shoes in MMA. So
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about Matt Riddle except his name.
he's a huge on the UK circuit.
Okay.
Even though he's an American, he's still big on the UK circuit.
Yeah, so it should be interesting to see if one, he is signed, or two, just what's going down with all of this. But because it's still speculation at the moment, I guess we just gotta wait and see.
Yeah.
All right.
Any thoughts on your end?
No.
Okay, moving on to the best segment of the week.
I guess I'll go first.
Cool.
We did have a match with Rusev and Almas on SmackDown this week, and it was a really good segment. And it had to be ruined by Aiden English. If you don't know, Vera and Lana had a little fight outside the ring. Vega, sorry. Had a fight outside the ring, and Aiden English tried to come help and cost Rusev the match. So, yeah. But despite the ending, the match went back and forth really well. I think Almas should be fighting AJ Styles for the title and not Samoa Joe. What has Samoa Joe done in the last 4 or 5 months? absolutely nothing.
Well, he lost in the what was that? The Money in the Bank.
That's it. When have you seen him since? Nowhere. So it's like, what are you doing, WWE? But I don't know. But my best segment was the Rusev match, and it was a 5-star match in my opinion.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see it, so I don't know.
Yep. Great. All right. Move on to the next one.
What's yours?
The real question is, when Matt Rowe gets in there and he has the best segment of the week, do I have to say best segment of the week?
No.
I'm gonna do it anyways.
Okay.
But this best segment of this week was the NXT Championship match between Aleister Black and Tommaso Ciampa.
Okay.
It was just a really good matchup. They gave it about 30 minutes of the show to really work with it. So it had a lot of time and had better pacing than some NXT matches have because of the, only hour length.
Mm.
A lot of great character work. I'm not a big fan of the idea of taking it off of Aleister Black, but I'm not as bothered by taking off of an NXT show as much because it does make it must watch television and everything. But it was an overall good match, and I can't say that it wasn't worth it just because I thought that Aleister should be keeping the championship, and we'll set up great things in the future, possibly a triple threat between Aleister, Tommaso, and Johnny.
Great.
Yeah.
Didn't see it.
I'm super excited for Takeover Brooklyn 3.
Four.
Four.
It's actually 4.
Brooklyn 4. Okay.
Yes.
Super excited for that one. I think Liam might be coming over, so we go live. We'll work on that, but we're super excited to check that out and go live for you.
Who says that can't come?
You can.
Yeah, you can.
You can definitely come. Just the last few times you haven't been when we went live for NXT events.
Yeah, we just
because
didn't
I've
know.
been busy.
We just didn't know you wanted to. We
Yeah. I
thought
don't
you
mind.
didn't care about NXT.
No, I don't. I don't watch it, but I'll go live.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun just to see these type of things, and I wish. So this, I'll make this a segue into my best match, my best segment of the week. I wish I could say that Finn Balor and Seth Rollins versus Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre was the best, but it was just a bit too wonky and a little bit overbooked. And in the end, the wrong guy did go over
So
because you need your massive up and comers, even though they're not up and comers, but you need a faction to be dominant, and it just feels like Drew and Dolph aren't. I want to say Bobby Lashley and Roman Reigns was surprisingly the best of the week, but
I agree with you.
I can't because even though it was fantastic, even though they somehow got the crowd behind the match for 2 times in a row, who knew Bobby Lashley was a great foil for Roman Reigns? Again, just the wrong guys going over, and we don't need to see. It was surprising that it ended up happening, but we don't need to see Brock versus Roman.
Right.
Number 1,000. We just don't. We want to see something new and fresh. But I'm still going to give credit where it was due. Go check out that match. It was worth it. Go check out other was it worth it as well. However, there was one match on 205 Live. Again, I want to say it was the best, but it was just too slow for my opinion. That was the Fatal 4-Way. So the best match of the week, the best segment, whatever, of the week was, you guys ready for this?
Come on.
No.
You're not ready for this. No one's ready for this. It was Sami Callihan versus Pentagon Jr. in a mask versus hair match.
Yep.
It was so brutal. It was the most extreme thing since Extreme Rules happened. It was a lot of fun. There are other matches that were more of my favorite, like LAX versus the OGs or Austin Aries versus Moose, but this one was just the best. It was overall the best. At a critical standpoint, the violence, the storytelling, the shadiness for all involved, the ending, like every single thing from start to finish, just had a perfect flow, and everyone thought this was match of the night on that show. It was great. Yeah, it's usually WWE we save these things for because that's what we usually watch the most. However, I honestly could not pick something WWE this week because nothing wowed me. Nothing wowed me and excited me. So I have to go back to last week's Slammiversary and say Pentagon Jr. versus Sami Callihan was the best. And I know these guys agreed that this was a fantastic match.
Wasn't the best match of the night though.
That's not what I was saying. I'm saying it was a great match. That's what I was saying.
But you're saying it's the best segment of the week. I'm saying it wasn't, in my opinion.
Oh, it's opinion.
Yeah.
That.
Each to their own.
Yeah,
right.
That's totally okay.
Yeah.
All I said was you guys agree it was a great match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you really want to get all of our thoughts on it completely, go check out our Was It Worth It Slammiversary.
That's why I'm not going to say
It's
anything.
up on the channel now.
Yeah.
Nice
Oh.
plug.
Also, add in, there was a pretty amazing ref bump in the Alistair.
The best rest bump ever.
Tommaso Ciampa pulled up the padding on the outside to expose the concrete, but he couldn't get Aleister Black in there, hit him on there. Aleister Black was in the ring. Tommaso Ciampa was going back in the ring. The ref was on the apron because he was trying to get them away from the concrete. Aleister Black pushed Tommaso Ciampa into the ref, who flew off the apron onto the concrete floor, and somehow he didn't die, which is a big deal for refs. I mean, he's basically like the Brock Lesnar of refs now.
That's funny.
Or like the Ishii.
Both of our matches had ref bumps because mine, Pentagon Jr., after being blinded, grabbed the ref and broke his arm in the match against Sami Callihan. That's funny. But two great matches with two great ref bumps.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyways, on to our next segment.
It's time to let it all out.
Woo-hoo!
Are you serious, WWE?
Alright.
You can go first since it's about the biggest thing in WWE right now. At least that's what WWE is telling us. The Women's Evolution. Go for it, DJ.
Alrighty, so Charlotte's going to be champion, and Alexa Bliss will be champion for Evolution. Why am I not surprised? Because Charlotte has the name recognition, and I don't mind Alexa Bliss so much, but I do mind this one person in the middle who hasn't done much to this evolution of the women's division in the last couple of years. I would rather see the four horsewomen, which are Charlotte, who are they again? Charlotte, Becky, Sasha, and I forgot the fourth one.
Bailey.
And Bailey. I would rather see them four. They were all in NXT together. They all worked together. They all had fused together in WWE, the main roster. But you put in, I understand she gets what she wants in ratings, Ronda Rousey, because she's got a big name. But I think that Evolution is not about name recognition. It's not about who gets the most views. It should, I mean, even Stephanie McMahon, even though she was scripted, said something, I don't remember exactly what she said because I didn't watch all of it, but I think she said something, y'all have worked hard, y'all have done a Hell in a Cell match, y'all have done a Battle Royale match, Royal Rumble match, sorry. Y'all have done matches for the first time as women, women have done. And I'm saying that thinking Ronda Rousey was nowhere around for those matches. Why is she at the forefront of this? Yeah, she gets money. Yeah, she gets recognition. But I guarantee you will still get recognition even if you don't put her at the forefront. Because we all know she's going to be at the pay-per-view whether you put her on the front of the poster or not. I just don't think she deserves to be there because she hasn't even been champion yet. I wouldn't even put Nia Jax there, but I would at least put the champions that are champions now. I know we all hate Carmella, but Carmella's champion right now. You should put her there instead of, whatever her name, Ronda Rousey. Just, Ronda Rousey should not be there. It's horrible I guess booking techniques. I don't know even know how to put it. Or advertising, promotion, advertising. Yeah, and it's horrible. I mean, WWE has done this for a long time now, and it looks like just another down the tubes for the women. I hate to say it. If I was somebody other than Ronda Rousey, I would be ticked off. I really would.
Okay, I was probably going to talk about the women's evolution, but more about how the WWE reacts to it. Number one, I don't like the fact that they just have to keep talking about the segment instead of just building it up by having good feuds, what they're probably not going to do. It's probably just going to be some championship matches and then a big rumble, and that's about it. Because I don't think they're going to do any feuds for it. But also to the fact that I don't like that they play it off as such a big thing for women's and getting the pay-per-view, when it's of course not the first pay-per-view that ever happened that had all women on there. They've been doing it since the 90s, I believe. And also with that, it reminds me a lot of USC when they brought in Ronda Rousey, and they were, talking about how they're gonna have their first women's match, and I was just seeing the commercials for it, and I was like, well, you're showing these images of these women in other MMA promotions fighting, so you're clearly not the first MMA thing to do it. If anything, you're late to the party, and that these other ones are actually more advanced than you. So why do you play it off as it's something special, If you're late to the party, you really shouldn't be trying to pass it off as you're doing this great thing, because it really just sounds like you're patting yourself on the back. And of course, their entire stuff that they do with the Susan G. Komen, foundation and everything is all just to try to get more women to watch and get more positive press, as Stephanie McMahon has very idiotically said on Twitter before that philanthropy is the new marketing of the 21st century or something like that. Basically saying that anything nice things you do is laced in the idea that you're doing it to get attention and get more people to watch your stuff. It's very disingenuous and really sucks. And I think that's the whole reason why they put it in October, is to coincide with the breast cancer awareness, just so they can try to hit two birds with one stone. And it's just, like I said, disingenuous, and I don't like that.
Yeah, and then my rant is going to be a hat trick for the women, and there is a lot that I could talk about and rant about. However, this, because it's, I guess, topical of the week, but more so, I absolutely love these two competitors in ring work. It's Bailey and Sasha. You pulled the trigger, but the gun jammed. You pulled the trigger, but the gun jammed. You pulled the trigger, but then the gun jammed. And then 3-4 weeks ago, you pulled the trigger, and then the gun jams, and you make Bailey and Sasha go to the worst segments for anger management counseling or whatever. And then you realize after that week that it definitely didn't work, so you changed it. Even though you still had them there, you switched out Dr. Shelby for this lady. You don't actually listen to what either women are saying, and you're just like, oh, they'll be back next week, whatever. What was the point of that? What was the point of any of that? You have an amazing feud already built up by NXT, by Sasha cheating and ruining Bailey, by Bailey just getting so ticked off and jumping the gun and yelling at Sasha. You have all this greatness already, but it's like, here's this loaf of greatness, here's this souffle, and then you just let it pop and ruin. And it's so bloody sad, it's so bloody unfortunate, especially right now with the whole, because I love you, Bailey, that's why I'm going to hurt you, I'm going to destroy you, I'm going to ruin your name because I love you. That doesn't make any bloody sense. and now they're just in a tag team. So I'm guessing them two are going to be the first women's tag team before the turn happens, which means no one is going to care about when Sasha versus Bailey and that feud really gets going happens. Everyone is just like, oh, it's finally happening. No, no, no. Boy who cried wolf, or the Bailey who cried wolf. Oh, Sasha's turn. Nope, they're still crying wolf. And it's just like by the time it does happen, no one's going to be responding to it, and it's really unfortunate because these two women have a great history, are great in the ring, and they work well together. Their chemistry together is phenomenal. So what the heck are you doing, WWE? You're ruining a great story that's already put in place. It was hand-fed to you by not only NXT, but by these two women anyway. Go for it. Just pull the trigger already. Make sure the gun isn't jammed. Pull the trigger and have amazing matches between these two women. Let's just hope that it doesn't turn into Mickie James and Trish Stratus circa 2008 or something, because when the turn does happen, it's going to be because of a lesbian stalker feel, and we don't need that in our women's wrestling at this day and age right now. Yeah, that's my rant.
All right. Next segment.
Let's have some fun. Let's book something.
All right.
Do you know what you want to book?
Yes, I'm going to book. Talked about it in another podcast, but going to book Shayna making her main roster debut by attacking Ronda Rousey and costing her women's championship match. And what I think is going to happen is, Kairi Sane's going to win, get the NXT championship, have Shayna move up the next night, and of course talking about TakeOver Brooklyn. Next night, having a SummerSlam match, Alexa Bliss, they're going to have Mickie James interfere, so Ronda Rousey is going to dominate most of the match, but Mickie James is going to keep interfering and having Alexa come up on top, and then it's going to keep going that back and forth, and then about maybe the third time where Mickie James is going to interfere, what you have is, on the front row, three MMA horsewomen. They're all going to be there for that, and it's going to be brought up beforehand. They're there to see their friend win the championship match. And at that point, Shayna can't take it anymore. She jumps off, attacks Mickie James, and kind of evens the score. But before Alexa Bliss ends up tapping, she comes in and causes it. Well, actually, it would probably be better to cost it with trying to break up the interference, And that's going to set up some confusion. Ronda Rousey was saying, it's like, I know what you were trying to do was helping me, but you didn't really interfere there. It made it worse. And then Shayna can be like, you don't know what it's like in the wrestling. I've been in this more than you. I've been doing this longer. And then maybe Ronda can bring up and it's like, well, you don't know because you did lose last night, and that can offend them, and it will just set up that separation there from kind of that miscommunication and everything. And I think they can go onto that. Ronda will try to get another shot going, and then Shayna just interferes because she's just upset at Ronda now, and just saying it's like, you're not going to get the championship before I do. And they kind of play off that kind of race thing, have a match together at Evolution.
Which would allow Ember Moon to be the next Raw Women's Champion.
No.
I guess if you want to go that way.
That's
No.
That's what I want to go with. That's where I'm going with it.
It won't happen. Ember Moon will never be champion.
Already has been champion in NXT, so...
I'm not saying we'll never be champion on the main roster, but I gotta be that specific.
We don't know that. We don't know that.
That's my route. That's the way I would book it. Ember Moon would never be champion.
Why? Why would you book that? Why would you make it to where she's never
Because
champion?
that's my opinion.
Why? She's amazing in the ring.
Yeah, but why is it your opinion, though?
Because Ronda Rousey gets more hits. Ronda Rousey should already be champion. According to all the ratings, according to all the money lines, if you really want to go business like, Ronda Rousey should be champion. She gets the most ratings when she's on TV.
So I completely agree with your
Just
booking.
saying.
And I would
Because I think
wait.
it can go, and you make the argument that it's not necessarily a heel turn for either one, but it's more based on miscommunication. That's I think it's a better storyline than just one. I think it would be better than, say, a
Turn
Kevin
the
Owens
other
type
one,
thing.
yeah, turn the other one heel later on, than immediately after.
Who would be face?
Well, Ronda Rousey is going to be the face. We already know this. Shayna Baszler is way better as a heel anyway.
Yeah.
Because I mean that's all we've seen her as. But still, she's coming to her role. She has. She's coming to that.
I think
which is
there's
cool.
I think there's a lot of things that they've already set up, like the fact that Ronda is still new to the WWE experience.
Yeah, she's called an overhyped rookie.
And that's
That
something
stuff.
Shayna can hold over her since she's been in it longer.
And not only that, but has been champion.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And then you had the loss, like I said, but not going to be thrown back in her face. Well, you just lost last night. And you know, it still kind of keeps Ronda as saying, like, yeah, she said something that was mean, but she was also in an emotional state, so it's not like she's the bad person in the situation.
And
And that more
unlike
nuance.
Sasha and Bailey, Ronda Rousey can apologize, walk off, and then Shayna just looks at her like really angry, and it's like, oh well, she didn't accept that apology.
Yeah.
Let that
And
slowly.
it would do a
sizzle.
more nuanced approach,
Mhm.
which is what they need more of on the main roster.
And then we go into therapy to try to get them back together as friends.
No, we're not booking that. But
Yes, I know.
okay, but
Because that's WWE for you. I'm booking it the way
the
WWE
reason-
would do it.
Why though?
why? This is how we would book it. How we want to see it booked. This is all
I don't know,
fantasy.
because I'm being different. And
Which
then-
reminds me, check out the Fantasy Promotion Championships with Liam and Disa. 4 episodes are up. Go check it out. It's all in the playlists.
Alright, what's next?
But yeah,
Oh, we're not done yet?
like, well, one final
Okay.
thought. Like, I agree with absolutely everything you're saying. But WWE is booking, and her only loss was because of interference by Liv Morgan. Ember Moon strong, like ridiculously strong, taking down Alexa Bliss, like pinning Alexa Bliss twice,
Yeah.
allowing her finisher to be used countless times, having one of the coolest sellings of Mickey James, and then Liv Morgan last Monday tried to top it with doing flips after getting hit by the Eclipse. Like everything about Ember Moon is not only over, but she is just fantastic, and everyone who watches her and they love her because what's not to love? So that's why she should be the next babyface champion because everyone's gonna back her, and we won't have that stupid bullying storyline because well, all the bullies will be gone and done with.
And also, in this scenario, Ronda Rousey will play a much better chaser than she would as a champion. And you will get a lot more attention by her chasing the championship than when she actually gets it and retains it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of stars, there's some stars that are better at chasing the championship, and then they lose a lot of that when they go. I mean, kind of think if Daniel Bryan did win his championship before WrestleMania 30, I kind of that, you know, it kind of takes some away from it because that chase was such an amazing thing. Granted, we could never find out if he would be a good champion because if injury took that away.
Right.
But still.
Yeah. I think she would be an amazing chaser, and pull the trigger at WrestleMania. Like just wait, just hold off, let her chase it until WrestleMania. At least it wouldn't be like, oh, the next Roman Reigns, oh, the next Brock Lesnar, and we actually get to see her and actually start to care about her. Because right now I don't care about her at all. I think she's a stupid person within the realms of the story
Kayfabe.
in kayfabe because she decided to interfere in a match and she decided to show up when she was still suspended and attack and only got a week
Well,
off, but still got a championship title match. That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, it goes back to the beginning when
Mhm.
she was told by Kurt Angle, "Don't sign this contract because they're just trying to trick you," and they
And she just
and
signs
they
it
want,
anyway.
yes, it did make sense at that point why she chose to sign it still.
It's like, you're trying to trick me? Ha, I tricked you.
Okay, I guess.
Next.
But yeah, let's hope everything works out for the best though. It won't. But let's hope. Anyways, it's our
Because we did rant about the women, but the only women we really rant about was Stephanie McMahon. And everyone else we ranted about was the men in the booking and promotional departments.
Oh yeah, we weren't actually ranting about the women themselves
Right.
because they're fantastic.
Anyways, the next segment.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's our penultimate segment of the show, and it is, what do you think? Where we each all come up with a question to ask the other guy. Yeah, so what do you think about all of these storylines for women that don't exist in the WWE?
What do you mean?
No, that's for you to answer.
What do
not
you
me.
mean by don't exist?
As in, there's no real feuds going on at all. Like none.
Like I said when I ranted about Evolution. Evolution's gonna be crap. I'll be lucky if I give it a C. That's how bad the match is gonna be.
Okay, we don't know that, but
That's what I'm guessing. I'm just going by what I see, by what you just said, of it being no feuds, no nothing. It's just a pay-per-view, so all the women can fight on their own pay-per-view, and there's gonna be no storylines. There's gonna be, to me, there's only 3 or 4 women that really get storylines. Everybody else, like Ember Moon, does she have a storyline right now? No, she's just winning matches to win matches. You know, what I want to see with the women is, yeah, Ember Moon's win. Give her harder competition. Give her competition that's closer to the title so she can eventually win the title. But that's just WWE. They don't care about the women as much.
the heels that she is facing the heels Ember Moon is facing right now is technically the mid card because the
Right.
next one up is Alexa Bliss.
What about
And
Ronda Rousey?
She's a face.
Well, fight Ronda Rousey. She beats Ronda Rousey. She can fight. I wouldn't mind seeing a heel versus a heel. Doesn't matter to me.
What do you mean a heel versus heel? Ronda and Ember are faces. They're the good guys.
Okay, Ember's a face. Then fight. Give me somebody. Just give me a good
The next
women's
one up
storyline.
is Mickey James.
Just give
She's
me-
already beaten her.
Just
Clean.
give me a good women's storyline, which WWE hasn't done since we've been doing this, and I don't think they ever will.
The only thing though is
And that's
I
it.
think the
No,
matches
I
are
don't want
going
your
to be
opinion.
fine.
Great.
So would
I mean, to be fair, they also don't get the men anything either.
Right.
So,
Well, they give the men a lot more than the women, though.
not retrospectively, because not really because of the fact that they have a lot more men than they do women. So even though they have more stuff, it's not percentage wise. There's still as many men who don't have anything as there are women when you look at
That is true.
averages.
Look at Elias. Elias had something, and since WrestleMania hasn't really done much, has he?
well, so it's Money in the Bank.
Yeah, that's gonna be 2 pay-per-views ago now. So yeah, I agree with what you're saying. So yeah, you gotta. I guess I didn't look at it that way. You gotta say the men don't, and that's my thing. I guess it goes into my question is, what do y'all think WWE is doing with storylines in general, or what are they doing in general? Because to me, yeah, the house shows are good, but then we come to the pay-per-views, and it's like the house shows meant nothing because they totally screw it up with the ending of a storyline or the ending of a feud by the match being so crappy.
By house shows, what do you mean?
SmackDown, well, the ones we see on TV. Mostly
Yeah,
SmackDown
that's
and
not
Raw.
house shows.
Oh, sorry. Well,
House shows are the live
okay.
events that they
Then,
don't take.
then the shows they show on a weekly basis,
Okay, I'm just saying so that people don't get confused with what
or
you're
both,
talking
or
about.
both, because they do storylines on the house shows. I mean,
Anyways, I mean, the real problem just kind of comes with everything going through Vince McMahon. You know, one guy can't do everything on there, but he wants to control everything. So there's not really enough time or enough of him to go in and make that many feuds or anything. So it becomes a real problem at that point if he just kind of allowed other people to have more developmental control, then they would have more time to really give people the storylines needed.
Yeah, I think the reason that to play off of yours, not only Vince McMahon, but to play off of what's going on as well, is the fact that Vince has already made up his mind when it comes to these people and these stories here, and everyone else takes the back seat to your Roman, Seth, Brock, Charlotte, and AJ. Like, these guys are the ones he's focused on. These guys are the ones that he is just completely worrying about giving all the best feuds to, giving all the best stuff to, and he does not even care. He doesn't care about the card. He doesn't care about the lower card at all. So they all get a raw deal when, no pun intended, when these guys are getting all the glory, all the main events, all the. Because I mean, let's look at Roman Reigns. This year he has main evented two or three pay-per-views.
every pay-per-view except one, in my opinion.
No, he didn't main event the last one, Money in the Bank
Every one except that one, I think.
Or Royal Rumble.
or Royal Rumble.
Okay, that's true. I forgot about the Royal Rumble.
But he's been,
And that was only because Vince McMahon wasn't there.
yeah.
Okay. Wow.
I
Everything
think the
goes
women
back to
got
Vince.
the main event that one.
No, that was,
Oh, you mean Greatest Royal Rumble?
No.
no, I meant,
He's talking about the Royal Rumble.
no,
I-
I'm talking about the last one, Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler did main evented.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's
Oh,
the
yeah,
only
yeah,
one.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Vince McMahon wasn't
Oh,
there.
Extreme Rules.
Yeah, Extreme Rules.
You said Royal Rumble.
Wait, so you
by
say
accident.
because Vince
No.
wasn't there?
I said the last
Wow.
one, Vince wasn't there for it.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I didn't say the name of the pay-per-view, but yeah, Extreme Rules, he had to leave early, so Triple H took over and I guess made that call. That's it's definitely
Speculated.
it's definitely known that he left early, but speculated that that call was made by Triple H.
Yeah, that's
Which
fine.
I don't like.
Uh,
Wow. That's actually a bad move by
but,
Triple
yeah.
H. Wow.
No.
Because
Roman
either
and
that
Bobby
it
should not
would've
have
been-
main
No,
event.
but if you no, but I agree with Liam's theory that if you were gonna have Bobby win, you should have it as the last match.
I mean, overall, AJ and Rusev should have been the last match.
I agree.
Thought that would have been the best one. But
Yes.
But yeah, all the handful of these guys are getting the main spotlight because
Right.
that's what Vince wants, and everyone else aren't in real feuds because they're lost by the wayside.
And like I said, it's also about time constraints too,
Mm-hmm.
because everything has to go through him, and if it doesn't, then it doesn't.
Wow.
So,
No
Which-
question for us, sir?
what do you think's next for Bobby Lashley?
Fighting Roman Reigns for the title.
Inserting himself into the triple threat.
Just because they work well together.
I beat you at Extreme Rules. I
Right.
don't know why I had to go through all of this bollocks just to get a title shot. I should have already had the title shot, but you know what?
Kind of makes all that stuff devalued in a way.
Mhm.
That would almost be like if this was written, would make no sense whatsoever.
Wait, it already is written.
So you know what? You know what? I want another match, and if I win, I'm in the title picture.
There you go.
And either he wins because Roman Reigns just disqualifies himself because he's just sick and tired of not getting his way, what he wants,
Okay.
or he wins because Brock Lesnar's like, I do not want to face Roman Reigns by myself, so I'm just gonna attack Bobby Lashley, and just get him into
Even
the
Brock
picture.
Lesnar's bored of it.
Yeah, that'd be funny.
It's like, not again.
No, not again. Come here, Bobby. Boo. Bobby Lashley wins. He's in the picture. And then he just walks off and he's just laughing at Roman, and Roman's like, no, it's just supposed to be me and you. That's.
And then,
But
like,
quite
Brock-
honestly, he's just gonna drop all the way down, and just be lost by the wayside just like everyone else.
But Roman Reigns drops it like Alexa Bliss throwing a hissy fit.
Just turn Roman heel already.
All
He was-
right.
I think the main reason why everyone is so behind these last two matches with Roman and Bobby is because he was acting like a heel. Roman was acting like a heel throughout a lot of
And
the
maybe
match.
they were good
Way
matches, too.
more, but I know. I already said they were good matches.
Right.
He's also had other good matches before too.
No, yeah, he's a great wrestler.
That the
Who?
crowd has been against.
Roman?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but this is what I'm saying is that because Roman was acting more like a heel, people were like, "Oh wow, he's actually doing what we want." Okay, this isn't actually a good match.
It's the
Wow.
first time
I think
this
it's
ever
more.
happened.
I know.
I think it's more Lashley's can make him look good.
But no one really cared about that. Like no one
You
cared
don't
about
know?
you at all. We do. I watch a lot of stuff, and
What's
no
it?
one cared
Nobody
about
likes
this.
Lashley.
No one likes. Oh hey, oh yeah, I'm Lashley. Yay.
Nobody
oh,
likes Lashley,
You're making
okay.
fun of my sisters. Oh cool, that's awesome. Nobody likes that version of Lashley. They want to see a Lashley that's super intense and wants to win, and win because that's what we got. Because we got that I want to win this match version
Yeah.
of Lashley, and the heelish I'm just gonna beat you up because I don't care about you version of Roman. People actually got invested, and that's the type of characters we want between these guys. Because if we don't have these characters, we don't care.
Right.
And I also love how, just a side note, I also love how Stephanie McMahon was like, we did the women's stuff because of you, the fans. You spoke, we heard, we listened. It's like, well, what about Roman Reigns? We've been speaking a lot about Roman Reigns, and not listening there. What do you think should happen to Bobby, though?
What, Bobby? I don't know. I think. I think Bobby's gonna be in the. I told you, title picture.
No, okay.
But you know, like
he's
you
gonna be.
much like you were bringing up the Roman Reigns and the listening to those stuff.
Mhm.
Did you hear about the special news report from Kayfabe News, talking about the possible new entrant into the Evolution pay-per-view, Woman Waynes?
Not funny.
We don't know where that's coming from.
That's not funny at all.
Set to main event the pay-per-view.
That's just a disgrace. But
It's a joke. It's not true.
Funny,
Oh my god.
funny picture where they put Roman Reigns and give him a red wig.
not funny at all.
Oh man.
Whoever did that jerk.
It's parody.
It's just a disgrace to all the women that worked hard to make this pay per view happen.
This isn't real.
Just saying.
Anyways,
Yep.
yeah, that's what do you think?
Yep.
Let's move right on.
To our
Before
last
we
segment.
get to our last segment, we're gonna a huge moment happened. I guess today or
Oh,
a couple of
they were
days
doing-
ago or
yeah,
whatever. And that is that Nikolai Volkov.
Actually, we also have other updates. All today, 3 deaths.
Oh,
Oh.
shit.
Nikolai Volkov, Brian Lawler, Jerry Lawler's son, who was Grandmaster Sexy back in WWF, and Brickhouse Brown have all passed away.
Dang. Shit.
Yeah, so we are going to. Well, thanks for this.
Thanks for that, Liam. Thank you.
No. Anyway, whatever. We're just gonna do a moment of silence.
Yeah, I do say there was a very nice statement from Brickhouse Brown's family on Facebook to say about his passing.
Yeah, if you'd like to.
No false finishes, no more swerves, no more kickouts. After a hard fight, he has left us. So it's very nice statement
Yeah.
from his family.
Yeah,
Dang.
but we're gonna do a thing of 5 seconds of silence to just to honor these men and their accomplishments. Alright, don't know anything about them all that much, except I have seen Nikolai Volkov in a few Royal Rumble matches, but other than that, I was never around when these guys were around.
Yeah.
However, my heart goes out to the families and my condolences. My condolences and prayers, and hope that you guys are able to not only rebound from this, but move forward in a positive light.
Especially there for Brian, because I mean he must have been very young compared to Nikolai, who was 70, and it didn't show Brickhouse Brown, but he was very much back in the day when he was wrestling, so he was probably up there in age. So it must have been a real surprise.
Yeah, definitely.
So, but that the other two I just found when I went back on Twitter. So during this podcast, so
46.
46, yeah. So
And apparent,
quite young.
and not to make this any worse, but suicide.
So that's what it's looking like right now.
Apparent suicide, yeah. The Rap has said that. Apparent suicide, so.
But yeah, so
He hung him, and Pro Wrestling Street said he hung himself in jail, so. Yeah, it's just.
Yeah, so our like I said, our condolences, and we hope they're able to pick up the pieces and move forward. So let's wipe all this away and get to our final segment, or our final category of the show, and is our mailbag. And there's actually one really, and it kind of ties into what just happened.
Okay.
Really nice question that I got over the week, and and the question is,
Okay.
which wrestler of the past do you either regret or wish you could have been able to see, but you didn't?
Stone Cold Steve Austin. And even not because I knew he was kind of messy, but I would have liked to see his ring work. See how he worked in the ring as a big guy like that. Edge, I would have loved to see more of his back in the day style wrestling. Because I just want to see more of like the Attitude Era style wrestling. Where they were allowed to do more. You know, some of the great, I don't know their names, but just some of the great wrestlers of the Attitude Era. Like some of the great matches.
Like The Rock, Stone Cold, Edge, and Christian.
DX. You know, when they were allowed to do more stuff. I get it now, you can't do as much because of more with head injuries, more with this, that, and the other. But I guarantee you, even back in the day, if they would have had all of that, they still would have did 10 times more than what they do now. So just somebody back in the day, anybody, I would just like to see what it was like to go to a segment or a wrestling where you didn't know who was going to win, or you didn't care who won because the match was so good.
Who about you?
Maybe like Eddie Guerrero, I guess.
Oh, yeah. Good pick.
Yes. Still always remember back into the Sasha Banks, I think it was. She was a very big Eddie Guerrero fan, and she was going to see him live on Raw or SmackDown, whichever one it was at the time. I don't know.
Possibly SmackDown.
Yeah,
SmackDown.
possibly
It was SmackDown.
But going to the show, with her sign, only to find out then that he passed away just before that. And she didn't actually know until she got there.
Poor Sasha.
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
Issa?
I actually got to see a lot of Eddie. When I started watching is when Eddie was right there, and watching him win the title was such a feel-good moment, and just seeing all of what Eddie was able to do. And when I found out that he died, because I turned on the TV and that's when I found out. Oh, it was heartbreaking. It was absolutely heartbreaking, and yeah, Eddie's was one of my favorites. I loved his I loved his Latino Heat stuff, and I absolutely loved his cheating ways because he was so good at it. Mine would probably have to be, I guess, Sting, because I really, really like Sting, and I didn't get to see any of his matches really. I got to see him when he was in TNA at the time, or Impact, but didn't really get to see him in his heyday.
Sting?
Yeah, and
We saw a little
and
bit
he
of
was
him.
so cool. Yeah, they had him for like 2 matches, and then he got injured and he had to retire because of WWE. Thanks for that, WWE, by the way. But I didn't get to see him in his prime in the 90s with WCW, and I really wish I could have, because he is just one of the coolest guys out there, and his story is just so intense, and the man, not the wrestler, but the man is just a great guy all around. So I wish I would have been able to see a lot more of his stuff. Earlier back, Macho Man and Hulk Hogan, didn't get to see a lot of them. But it would have been cool to see some of their stuff. Not so much now because Hulk Hogan was outed as a racist. But before we knew he was a racist, I would like just to see what brought wrestling to the heights where the Attitude Era was able to get. And even further back, Bruno Sammartino.
Mm-hmm.
I would have loved to have been able to see his stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah, those are those guys. Any other I heard, or I was told beforehand, that you had a question that someone asked you before.
Yes, a question that I've heard
We don't have
asked,
anything.
that I wasn't really asked, but I saw people asking on Twitter, bringing up the ideas of different people and asking people, whether they think they're overrated or not. So my question kind of comes from that is, who do you think is, in at least WWE, history, is the most overrated, and who's the most underrated?
Rusev's the most underrated.
There's a lot of names that comes to mind. I feel like Rusev is underappreciated more than underrated.
Well, he's underrated just because he's only had one championship match.
Well, he was the United States champion.
I mean, good question. A good part of that does
Yeah.
come from the idea of underrated by whom,
Yeah. Cesaro
Yeah.
as a single
No.
star is definitely underrated.
I can't,
Definitely by the company.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I can't say that because I didn't see enough of him as a singles competitor to know.
Yeah, we did say that is Dave Meltzer. The Wrestling Observer gave him most underrated star 2 years in a row.
Who?
Cesaro.
Cesaro, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I didn't think he was that much
but,
underrated, but okay. Damn.
When he had a special NXT match, Sheamus specifically wanted to wrestle Cesaro, and when he was in the main roster and stuff, and I'm guessing saw that Cesaro wasn't doing a lot, Sheamus was the one who spearheaded that feud, and he's like, yeah, I want to work with him because people need to see him.
That's
And
good.
it just sucks that he's not where AJ Styles is, where Daniel Bryan was, where Triple H was, because this man
Works his
Cesaro
tail
is
off.
fantastic. Like he worked so hard that he almost lost his two front teeth
He
in the
did.
company.
He lost his two front teeth.
It's there. They're there. It got shoved into his gums.
Oh, okay. But I mean, he kept fighting after that. That's gonna hurt like hell.
Yeah. Say one of the strongest, most athletic guys on there, and one of the more charismatic guys in the kind of personality wise. Like he doesn't really have to say much to give off his charisma about him. So that's definitely a good one. I think there's also been, other guys people can look back on. Definitely company wise, you can look at, say, maybe Owen Hart,
Mm-hmm.
really
Yeah.
underappreciated by the company. Um, Trying to think of people who may be underrated. There is a good bit of the audience that does underrate Roman Reigns now, because anyone who says that he's terrible is wrong. But
He
at the
doesn't have a
same,
lot of
but at the
moves,
same
but-
time, I think some fans do. I would also say anyone who thinks he's the best is kind of overrating him.
Right. I think he's in the
He's
middle.
good. He is a great athletic wrestler.
Uh-huh.
It's just
He doesn't have a lot of moves.
he's not the best.
Yeah.
And he never
That's all
will
it
be.
is. He's great, but he's not the best.
Brock Lesnar's overrated.
I guess when it comes to the company,
Yeah, definitely
yeah.
company.
To WWE, he's overrated because the company should be pushing him to fight more.
And to some people too. I mean, if he is still out there as a draw, I would say anyone who tunes in just to see him is
Yeah.
overrating the guy.
When can you? I mean, yeah, he's overrated.
He had his prime in the early 2000s, and after he left the company the first time, it was just like,
Well, he had his prime back when he cared.
yeah.
And the thing, and
When he
another,
found out he could make
yeah.
more money with caring less, then that's what he did.
and I think if I had to put the women into this, Carmella's overrated, in my opinion. I don't know any other women that are really overrated. I could say Ember Moon's a little underappreciated, but I could say that about men or women. A lot of NXT people, like Kevin Owens, recently has been underrated since he won the United States title. He's underappreciated, or not underappreciated, but underrated.
I would
Sami Zayn's another one.
also say historically, at least via company, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was definitely one that was underrated. I don't think he ever even had a world champion title shot. And
I heard his match, was it against Macho Man Randy Savage?
at WrestleMania 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Was like the match of the night.
yeah, it was an amazing match, and he was definitely one of the guys who was a predecessor for wrestling to come to nowadays. And I have seen that match in full, so it was a really good match.
That's good.
And
The first person to ever break Dave Meltzer's star rating against Ric Flair in a house show.
Any more questions?
but overrated, like completely and utterly overrated is and I guess this is a few years back, I feel, is the Bella Twins.
What?
The most overrated.
But they never won a title, did they?
Nikki
Nikki
is
Bella
the
has the
longest
longest
Divas
Divas.
champion.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure,
Brie didn't win.
yeah, pretty sure
She's
she
won
did.
before, but
They both.
I forgot. That must have been before I started watching
But
it.
they're
'cause
completely overrated.
okay, so Nikki did win.
They're
That's right.
sloppy in the ring, and
Yeah, they were. I agree with that.
and somehow out of their relationships, Nikki Bella was the one to get better at wrestling, and not the one married to Daniel Bryan. This seems weird. What's that in the back? Okay, the person in the back is saying that it is rumored now that WWE is interested in Juice Robinson. Do you think there's any possibility of him going back?
No idea. Don't know who that is.
We'll show you a match after the podcast.
Okay, maybe.
No one thought AJ Styles or Samoa Joe would be in WWE. No one thought War Raiders would make it to the WWE. No one thought that what the Stardom champion at the time, they thought her injury just took her out of WWE for good now, but she's coming back. No one thought Shinsuke was going to be there.
You mean Kairi Sane?
No, not Kairi Sane, the other one.
Because Kairi, they were supposed to be coming in, then she had the injury, and then he stopped that, then he brought her in.
The one who was supposed to, the champion at the time who was supposed to be there with Kairi Sane, but then Kairi made the Mae Classic, the other one did not, but she's coming back for this year's Mae Classic.
Io Shari?
Yes.
Okay.
Her. So yeah, there's so many superstars that people are like, oh, they'll never go there. It's not out of the realm of possibility. The right offer, the right price,
Yeah.
I can totally see Juice going in.
Yeah.
Probably NXT before main roster, but that's just the way it goes. Unless
I
you're
think
AJ Styles.
And I hate
he'll
to-
take back his old gimmick in NXT?
No.
No?
I think his gimmick where it is right now, because that's why they're looking at him and like, oh wow, he's really entertaining.
Please stay in
That's
NXT as long as
why-
you can.
But he's in New Japan Pro Wrestling right now. He's not going anytime soon to
WWE.
WWE. New
I
Japan
wouldn't
will
want
have
him to
him-
leave New
New
Japan.
Japan will have him for a good while, probably at the end of the year. But when contracts are up and WWE wants him, he's probably keeping the gimmick he has at New Japan. And if the offer is right, he'll go. I can easily see that happening.
Any other questions?
Weirdly enough, I can't find the original quote, but it did end up coming up somehow in his G1 interview after a night, and he said, "I'm never going back there, no way in hell." So,
So he might not ever go back.
yeah.
Well,
Wow.
hey, if Triple H is heading the company and not
Yeah, I
Vince
mean,
McMahon,
well, granted, Triple H was heading it when he was CJ Parker,
uh,
so
we'll see. Well, it's all it.
how much
Sounds
of that
like
was
he's really
how much
mad,
of that
so
was
we'll
in
have to wait and
character? Who knows? But
Exactly. And then let's look at the main one, Bret Hart. No one thought he would ever step foot into a WWE ring ever again. After years of reflection and forgiveness, anything is possible.
Look at Hulk Hogan.
That is
I think it's-
completely different.
No, but there's rumors going
I think
around he
it's a lot.
might come back.
I think it's a lot of
He's
years
already-
of
he's definitely coming
I
back.
think it's a lot of years of needing money
Yeah.
for Bret Hart. Because I don't think he's ever forgiven anyone. Because I mean, that's the thing with Bret Hart.
Well, he
is
said he
what-
forgave them in the
anytime
ring.
you hear him talk, he's so bitter about everything.
Still,
Yeah, well, he
Bret-
hates Seth Rollins.
he hates Seth Rollins.
Yeah, he thinks he's unsafe in the ring and
I agree.
terrible.
Brett, it's time to just let things go and move forward into your life. Yeah, I guess the last question that has been circling around, which matches do you want to see at Evolution? Bam! That was because we started one way and it came full circle. That- So which matches would y'all like to well, we all like to see?
Charlotte Flair not champion.
Charlotte Flair not champion match. Okay.
Charlotte Flair in the match is not the champion.
Is it a championship match?
No. Ronda Rousey. I would love to see her not in a championship match. I hate to say it's going to be a championship match versus Alexa Bliss.
So you actually do want to see Ronda Rousey versus Alexa Bliss at Evolution.
Yeah. I would like to see that. A heel versus a face.
Who would you like to see Charlotte face?
Somebody of old. Somebody who comes back and fights. Like her versus Caitlyn, I think would be a good match. Maybe. It's just that Charlotte's a hard one to pick because she's so skinny and tall and athletic. I don't know. Probably her and Caitlyn. Two very good fighters that could fight. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know. So, what you got?
Want to see a point maybe. It makes no sense, but I'm doing it for the joke. For like Alexa to win the match against Ronda Rousey via interference of Stephanie McMahon, and then they have other women to come in and hoist Alexa Bliss up, and then Stephanie McMahon turns on her by going like this, boom, and Evolution meets Evolution.
Oh my god.
No, that's just something stupid. You know, when it came to, they put out like a list of like who would you want to see make a return. For some reason they put AJ Lee on there, even though that's never going to happen.
No.
But they didn't put Melina in there, which I would want to.
What?
I'd love to see
Melina's my
AJ
girl.
Lee, but
Come
Melina,
on,
yeah.
now.
I want to see Melina
I agree with that.
come back and have a
I
match.
love Melina.
But against anyone really.
What about you?
Oh, I have an entire card I want to see already.
Well,
We'll pick your best match.
I want to see Becky Lynch versus. Yeah, first I'm going to do the Mae Young Classic Finals. I want it to be Toni Storm. You're welcome. Versus. What the crud is her name? But the Stardom lady. Her
Io Shirai.
Io Shirai. I'd love to see that as the finals. I would love to see Alexa Bliss versus Ember Moon for the Raw Women's Championship. I want to see that. I want to see Natalya not show up. Boom.
Not gonna happen.
I already know that. That's not the point of this answer
I
to the
know.
question.
I want to see number one contenders for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Becky Lynch versus Natalya. Natalya wins by making Becky tap out after 1 minute.
Yes, 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 yes,
No.
yes, yes, yes,
Just to make
yes,
it angry.
Champion
yes,
Becky
yes.
Lynch, because Carmella is not champion at this point. Champion Becky Lynch. Actually, oh crud, I would love to see that match, but
What?
no, not yet. Champion Becky Lynch versus Sonya Deville.
That'd be a good match.
They've had matches in the past, but I want to see with time Sonya Deville shine. Obviously, Becky goes over here, but Sonya is a fantastic competitor in the ring, and she deserves to be
Yeah.
seen. Tag team match. Let's go Iconics versus Riot Squad, just for the heck of it,
Two
just
versus
for
two?
fun.
More
No,
obvious.
but Riot
more
Squad's
obvious.
on- Wait, how
obvious
can you
one
do
that
three White Squad versus three?
It's called a handicap match.
Oh,
More obvious one that would come from that is the Iconics versus the Bella Twins.
yes.
That's probably happening.
Yeah.
Everyone's speculating that's happening anyway.
I would like to see that, to see
That
how
would
the
be great, too,
Iconics
if
would
they
crush
could-
development.
If they could be gracious and let the Iconics
Obvious,
win.
obviously,
That's
you
the
want to
torch
see.
moment.
Yeah, true.
Who?
If the Iconics win, it's the passing of the torch moment.
I would like to see
That's
that.
not happening.
Maybe.
Kairi Sane versus Bianca Belair for the NXT Women's Championship.
Yes.
That would be
And
cool.
the match everyone always, forever will want to see: Trish Stratus versus, that's right, you guessed it, Mickie James. Just
I
the
would like to
callbacks that they'd be able to have. Of course, Mickie James goes over, but just
Minus some
ah.
callbacks that wouldn't work in PG.
Oh, they'll do it anyway because it's them. They did that at the Royal Rumble too.
Oh, I
It's
didn't
like-
know that.
She went like this, and they switched the camera, and
Yeah,
there's
well,
someone
then
who
we'd
took
have
the
to do that
picture.
again. Yeah.
So what? Just switch the camera, or just let them go for it. Whenever they have The Rock or Stone Cold Steve Austin on, or Brock Lesnar on, they let them go for it. They don't. They'll just have to edit it later.
But that's just
whatever.
cursing and fingers. That's nothing sexual. That's
Pretty
far
sure
more-
The
that's
Rock
far more
called.
offensive.
I'm pretty sure The Rock called somebody.
I'm just saying
Any-
like double standards.
anything
Yeah.
else?
Okay.
Especially those double standards.
But I would like to see Naomi not show up.
The
Not
Naomi
hap-
versus
not happening.
Natalia match.
Yeah, just have them in the match to open the show on the pre-show. Bam.
Empty arena match.
And have and this one is gonna. I think this match, people, a fatal four-way match between Lana.
No.
Yes, this is what I want to see. Lana, who's a good heel. Drat, who is a heel on that? Lana, Mandy Rose. What is your
Kind of a
name?
whole blonde about it.
What is your name?
Charlotte.
Mm-mm. What is your name? What is your name? What the credits her name?
Who?
His name.
Okay, we're about to move on.
Alicia Fox and Dana Brooke.
Okay.
Those four in a fatal four-way match. That would
Cool.
be fun. And of course,
Should put just
Uh,
like Lacey Evans in that spot instead of Alicia Fox.
but
Or
I like Alicia Fox.
Just be like a blonde battle.
Okay, fine. Put Lacey Evans in and have
Yes.
Alicia Fox versus Charlotte. Alicia Fox goes over because I'm
Does
booking
that
it.
make sense? Yes.
I'm booking it. I don't care.
Alright,
Okay.
so.
But yeah, just those are all the matches that I would absolutely love to see, and a big battle royale because it's happening anyway.
Yeah.
And you know who should win big battle royale?
Naomi.
You guessed it, AJ Lee. Never
Alright.
gonna happen, but AJ Lee should win everything. Yeah. Okay, that's the show. That's the show, everybody. It was a fun little show.
Oh, yeah.
Please comment below and let us know what you thought about everything we talked about. Let us know what you thought about everything going on in WWE and outside of WWE. Help us be more informed for next week. Yeah, this is the Smarky family, and we take care and we help each other out. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you like what we do, please give us those sexy, sexy likes.
And the unsexy ones.
Don't forget to share to all of your friends.
And your enemies.
I think there's a lag.
Yeah.
If you really like what we do, then subscribe to the channel so that way you are part of the Smarky family. And then what do they do after that?
Hit the notification button so you know when we go live every Sunday at 1 p.m. Central Time for this show specifically.
Shooting with the Smarky family.
And all pay-per-views, non-WWE and WWE.
And so also when our videos go up,
All week.
we have Was It Worth It? Our review show. We have the Fantasy Promotion Championships with Liam and Issa, which is a fun match. Right now it's 19-18, and we still got 7 more weeks to go before
Alright.
Smart style evolved. Our big championship event. And what else do we have?
That's it.
We have predictions and discussions that we do for our heavyweight championship right here. We're all involved. Francesca Files should be starting up really, really soon.
Oh, nice. What's that going to be about?
We'll see.
Okay.
And
Cool.
there's one more show we have. There's
No.
one more show we have. And the other show that we have, we do that. Oh, and our live reviews and reactions.
Yeah, I told them
And-
that.
Well, are also non-live reactions and stuff.
Was it worth it? You said that already.
Our Mystery Theater 9000 that we're still getting.
Oh, okay, that
or
one, yeah.
Tweaked out.
Oh, I
That
know.
one's
Make fun
coming
of the
soon.
matches, yeah.
That one's coming up soon
Yeah,
too.
okay.
So we got a lot of good stuff up and coming. We have a lot of good stuff on the channel right now. So go check everything out. And where can we find you, Liam?
You can find me on Twitter at Liam_SWA.
And you can find me on Twitter at IsaJ_STP.
Can't find me anywhere, I'm sorry.
Dang it, stop being off the grid.
Okay, well, I'm gonna stay off the grid. Bye.
Oh, he's off
See
the
you next
grid.
week.
The
Yeah.
government's gonna come and get them.
Yep, dang it. Well, I guess you got SmackDown now.
Oh.
This is better than Raw, and it's only 2 hours instead of 3. Thanks again so much, you guys, for watching, and until next time, it will be awesome. I don't know why I paused there.